Making headlines tonight, Eastern Ukrainians have begun withdrawing heavy armament from the disputed zone in compliance with the Minsk peace accords. This disarmament operation will take 12 days and is taking place in Debaltseve, Gorlovka, Donetsk, and further south. However, the Eastern Ukrainians have accused the government forces of provocations in the vicinity of the Donetsk airport.
The removal of the heavy weapons has started in 4 towns. However, we are not retiring the armament from everywhere, because in this moment there are still bombers at the airport.
The foreign ministers of Ukraine, Russia, France, and Germany agreed to seek a reinforcement of the Organization for Security and Cooperation in Europe mission. It comes amid renewed calls for an often breached ceasefire agreement to be respected. The conclusions of the meeting were read out by French Foreign Minister Laurent Fabius.
The 4 ministers call for the strict implementation of all provisions of the Minsk agreements, starting from a comprehensive ceasefire and withdrawal of heavy weapons. We call upon the earliest possible conclusion of the plans for withdrawal of heavy weapons and their full implementation. We ask for a reinforcement of the special monitoring mission of the OSCE and for extending its mandate with the additional personnel, equipment and financing. And for this purpose, we are ready to initiate action in Vienna to ensure that this mandate is extended rapidly.
The president of the International Committee of the Red Cross spoke out against politicizing the issue of humanitarian assistance for war-torn eastern Ukraine.
The conflict in Ukraine is a conflict in which humanitarian assistance has been highly politicized. This is not the first time that we are experiencing this. We have experienced it in the context of the Syrian crisis.
U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry accuses Russia of lying about having troops or weapons in Ukraine. His comments came during a congressional hearing on the U.S. State Department budget. Russian President Vladimir Putin denies arming rebels.
Do you agree with me that when Russia says there are no Russian weapons or troops in the Ukraine, they're lying?
Yes.
Why? Why do they lie?
You're asking me?
Yeah.
Mr. Chairman, Russia is engaged in a rather remarkable period of the most overt and extensive propaganda exercise that I've seen since the very height of the Cold War. And they have been persisting in their misrepresentations, lies, whatever you want to call them, about their activities there to my face, to the face of others, on many different occasions.